Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is your host, Passport Nomad. And today, before I get started with the content, I would like to at this time ask you if you could please hit subscribe, like, and smash that notification bell so you can keep up on all my newest posted content. For today's topic, I want to discuss something that I covered in a video in my past, types of foreigners that one should avoid when visiting the Philippines. I'm going to lean in on one specific kind of tourist, and that is the know-it-all foreigner. And we call it the know-it-all foreigner syndrome here. So here's a closer look at arrogance in the Philippines and why you should avoid this kind of person. In recent years, the Philippines has become a popular destination for expats, digital nomads, and retirees. Drawn by the tropical climate, affordable cost of living, and welcoming people, many foreigners decide to call this home. While the majority come with the respect and willingness to learn, there's a growing concern among locals and long term residents about a certain kind of expat, the one who acts like they know everything. This type of foreigner arrives with preconceived notions about how things should be and quickly begins to assert their opinions on everything from politics and economics to culture and religion, often with little to no understanding of the country's deep rooted history of nuances. They speak with authority about corruption, governance, and poverty in the Philippines, ignoring the fact that these issues are complex, systemic, and awfully deeply tied to centuries of colonization, some of them which were led by their very own countries that the foreigner comes from. Cultural superiority complex. At the heart of the know it all syndrome is the cultural superiority complex. These individuals often come from Western countries and subconsciously believe that their systems, values, and ways of life are inherently better. They criticize the Filipino way of doing things, government processes, traffic rules, business etiquette, without understanding the context or the layers of adaptation the Filipino people have undergone to survive and thrive through years and centuries of foreign rule and internal struggle. Some even go as far as to educate locals on their own culture, attempting to explain Filipino history, customs, or beliefs with an outsider's lens, one that's often distorted by biased textbooks, colonial narratives, and shallow research. The problem with oversimplification, it's one thing to ask questions or offer insights based on genuine curiosity of or experience. But when foreigners oversimplify complex issues, it's not only disrespectful, it's dangerous. For instance, claiming the Philippines is poor simply because people are lazy or the government is corrupt, it ignores the devastating effects of colonization, the exploitation of natural resources by foreign powers, and the global economic systems that kept countries like the Philippines at a disadvantage. Oversimplifying issues doesn't help anything. It perpetuates harmful stereotypes and disrespects the resilience, ingenuity, and the determination of the Filipino people. Respecting local knowledge, it's important to note that locals are not oblivious to their own realities. Filipinos know what's going on. They know the flaws of their systems, and they also understand the deep reasons behind them. Reasons that many foreigners cannot grasp unless they invest the time, effort, and humility into truly listening and to learning. Being a guest in another country requires more than just legal residency or a visa. It requires cultural humility. That means acknowledging that no matter how much you read or how long you stay, You'll never fully understand what it means to be Filipino, and that's okay. What's not okay is assuming that you do. To the well meaning foreigners who love the Philippines and want to contribute, start by listening, learn the language, understand the history beyond what you are taught, and resist the urge to compare everything to your home country. Appreciate the complexity and the contradictions and the beauty of the culture you have chosen to live in. And if you are one of those who think you know it all, maybe it's time you realize that you don't. Because being a foreigner in someone else's land doesn't make you a teacher, it makes you a student. So act accordingly. As a foreigner myself, being here in the Philippines for almost 2 years now, the longer I stay, the more I realize by watching other foreigners that come here and how they react to the society and the way that the Filipinos live. I see a lot of them, they'll complain about simple things, just regular simple things that they try to compare to the Philippines from back home. First of all, just realize this: it's not the same. Every country is not the same. It's not. And for you to have such high expectations without understanding what these people have been through, the amount of times they've been colonized, you have different people coming in telling them different things. That can be a problem. It's better to learn the culture, learn these people, figure out their history, learn from them, ask them general questions, if you don't know everything, because you can't learn everything from out of a book or on the internet. There are certain things that are just things you have to experience for yourself, and the best way to experience that is by asking the source, ask the people. I always say it like this, history has three sides to it. It's his story, it's their story, and then there's the truth. So you got to understand from the locals' point of view how they live, what they're going through, how life is for them, and then look back at everything that you have, and it'll make you appreciate what would happen tomorrow if something would befall your country that you come from, and now you're living the same way as the Filipinos do. Oh, you're going to complain and all this and that, but life is going to be harder, and you're going to have to learn to live with what you have. And from my understanding of what I've seen here from the Filipino people, they're very humble. They seem happy, even though they may not have everything. They might not have a lot in their country, but you know what? They're humble, they're happy, they're hospitable people. They have their cultural identities intact. They have their respect. When you come to visit somebody else's home, respect their home. That's basically what it comes down to. If I was to walk into your home and, oh, I don't like your cooking, your house is a mess, you're lazy, this and all that, and I'm saying all that, I'm yelling it from the rooftops right in front of your face, I would be viewed as disrespectful, and would want me to leave. And that's the same thing here in the Philippines. You do that in their country, they're going to ask you to leave. They're just going to say, well, go back to your country. You don't like it here, go back to your country. It's that simple. If you don't like something, keep it to yourself. Don't let it ruin everybody's day just because you didn't get something done your way. Maybe it's not meant to be done your way. You can't have everything your way. You have to adjust with everybody else around you. Well, with that said, that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell to stay up on all my newest content, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd really like to hear from you. This is Passport Nomad signing off.